Mic check, coffee check. This is Ace.
This is Ivan, and this is No Decaf.
Love that round of applause. How you feeling, fam?
How you doing, fam?
See that? That's energy.
For y'all. Or for us.
I mean,
Oh, Jesus Christ. Before we get into anything, I need to clarify something from last episode. Just in case you're listening back to it, or if you're coming back to it, or whatever the case may be. I, repeatedly, on several occasions, I said the doc that gives you insight into the industry and how it works. The one for 30,
industry.
Yeah, the music industry. The one for 30 Seconds to Mars from Jared Leto's crazy ass brain. It's not called The Abstract. It's called The Artifact. The Artifact, and you can rent it out or buy it. And it's not available on any DSP unless you're either renting it out or buying it. So that doc is it's really good for a lot of new artists, and I advise everybody to go watch it. But like I said, I am correcting the fact that I called it The Abstract like 4 or 5 times in the last podcast. It's called The Artifact. The Artifact, The Artifact. The Artifact.
Oh, we get it. Okay. That last time, that's what did it for me.
Yeah, it sold it, right?
What's funny is that out of the 6 times you mentioned the documentary, 5-6 times, the first time you actually said the name correctly, I believe. If I'm not mistaken. I think if my memory serves me
I might have gotten that one wrong too, but I don't know.
You said The Artifact and then switched over to The Abstract.
Yeah,
which is why I even remember while we were recording, I was thinking, did he just switch the name? And I couldn't correct you because I didn't know. I hadn't watched this, so I don't know what you were talking about.
I think I might have gotten it wrong from The Artifact into The Abstract, and then I started saying The Abstract. But it's called The Artifact. Let's clarify that one more time.
Another thing we need to do before we start, well, this is starting, at this counts.
Yeah, at this point, we're already starting.
Is saying congratulations to all the Emmy winners.
Yes. A lot of our favorite shows won.
Yes.
And a lot of our favorite people, too. Like, just
Succession.
Watchmen,
Regina King.
Yo, I love Schitt's Creek. Not really.
So that's the other thing. Oh, Zendaya. I can never say
it's
her name
either
right.
Zendaya or Zendaya, but everybody knows who she is.
Yes,
she is the leading lady in Spider-Man
and in Euphoria.
Which
is a great show. Yeah, she has potential.
Shout
She's
out to
great.
like not to be dick riding or anything, but shout out to Drake. Euphoria is one of Drake's. Yeah.
And
So
excuse
shout
me, I
out to
said that
Drake
wrong.
in
I
this.
don't mean she has potential. She's already there. She's probably peaking now because she's so good. But
She's young too.
she has a great
future.
future. Is what I meant to say.
And she's like my age.
And then also Schitt's Creek won, but
Yo, shout out to
we're gonna
Schitt's
be
Creek.
honest because apparently.
But I like him. I like the leading dude.
Yeah,
I
he
always
looks
forget
awesome.
his name.
And I always see him like you know how when you're not watching anything on Netflix, it just slides. It's just different slides of things you could be watching.
Yeah.
And things that are gonna be released soon.
Yeah.
You see, I've seen that there.
I've seen Schitt's Creek
but
too.
I've never watched an episode.
It might be hilarious.
So congratulations to them for winning.
Yeah, we need to.
It looked like
I'll
they
give it a
broke a
chance
record.
now, huh?
It looks like they broke a record.
Yeah, a lot of people from Schitt's Creek won. So it's like shout out to them and the whole entire cast, the crew, everybody who works on that show. Shout out to you guys. You guys, I guess you guys deserve it. I wouldn't know because I don't watch your show, but Regina King won. And she tied the record for most Emmys by a black person. So, well, by a black individual or whatever you guys want to call it.
Super talented.
Regina King is awesome. And if you haven't watched Watchmen, I highly recommend.
Ma'am, if you haven't watched Boondocks,
Watchmen.
go watch the Boondocks.
Go watch the Boondocks as well, too. But Regina King is dope. Like, she's super sick. I enjoy her shit a lot.
Me too.
And
Aren't they remaking the Boondocks or working on?
I have no idea.
I thought I had heard something like that.
We could only hope.
Might have been wrong. Yeah, I can only hope.
We can only hope. But like Boondocks is one of those shows that deserved a long reign. But just like anything else that's like really good and that's like ours, yeah, it doesn't last a long time for some weird reason. But for some odd reason, you guys gave a Law and Order 20 seasons. I'm playing. I love Law and Order SVU.
I don't.
I love Law and Order SVU. But I digress. Enough jokes about that. Shout out to all the Emmy winners. Shout out to Zendaya, like we said, Regina King, all the people who worked on Watchmen that won an award. Yeah, like it's awesome, especially when it's some of your favorite shows. Do we have any snubs?
Well, I mean, I didn't watch, so I wouldn't know.
Oh no. Well, according to the list, according to what we saw, do we have any snubs?
Not that I know of. I think anybody who deserves to win one. The thing is, if I feel like in every list there was at least 2 people where everybody could agree, okay, it's not just this guy. That's the obvious, clear-cut winner. This person could also win. Because in the category where Zendaya won, there was actually somebody else that I was like, wait, this one could take it, but she didn't.
Outstanding actor, outstanding male actor, the one that Succession won for.
Yeah.
I like Sterling Brown. Sterling Brown is awesome. I like him a lot. He's from Hotel Artemis. He's also from what is it called? This Is Us. Yeah, like he's just really dope. He was in it for another show. I don't think he was in it for This Is Us, but yeah. I just love, like, and here I'm gonna take this a little weird though. Do you think that the praise of like Schitt's Creek won a lot, but if you paid attention to all the other lists, there was a lot of minority praise. Do you believe that is because they feel the pressure of what's going on in the times of the
current times,
or do you believe that legit they thought that Regina King did an amazing job on?
I think legit they thought Regina King. I'm not saying
I would like to think
they didn't feel the pressure, or maybe they thought, maybe it also could have been both things. Maybe they did feel the pressure, but they're also like, oh my god, thank God she won. Thank God she actually delivered. We can choose her. Maybe it was that, but then I know you haven't because you have so many things in your backlog of things you need to watch.
Oh, it's absurd.
But when you watch Euphoria, you'll understand why she won. She's amazing, and she's so young.
Do you think P-Valley should have been nominated for something?
I think it's too early for P-Valley. I love it as a show. I love it.
I need to understand the time frame.
I can't talk too much because I don't understand the time frame either. But I feel like it might be too early for P-Valley. Maybe next year.
Maybe next year they'll.
But P-Valley is a great show.
Yeah, I was wondering. I was like, there's been a couple of new shows that have come out this year, and that we've watched and we've enjoyed. The Boys was nowhere to be found, and that was last year. Umbrella Academy was nowhere to be found, also last year.
I don't know. I feel like it's hard sometimes for superhero shit to get.
I've always hated that because
unless it's like winning like as a movie in general or as the show in general.
But I've always hated that because then when they win, it always looks a type of way. Like when they gave Black Panther all that hardware, I was like, it looks funny. Out of all the Marvel movies, like Black Panther's great. Don't get me wrong. I love Black Panther. I own Black Panther. Rest in peace, Chadwick Boseman.
Absolutely.
But when it's let's call it the token black movie of Disney, and you decided out of all the superhero movies, you decided to give that one all the hardware. You
think that it looked not, like the Academy was trying to be very self-serving, very
very progressive, and it looks a certain type of way, and it just looks funny sometimes, not always. Because if you tell me what is the best Marvel movie to come out, I would say it would be a tie between Infinity War and Endgame. It would be a tie. I don't know which one to pick because both of them are excellent. Both of them have great snaps.
When you say
both
Marvel,
of them snap.
You mean coming directly from Marvel?
Coming directly from Marvel.
Because Logan is not directly from Marvel.
No, well, if I'm not mistaken, Logan was Fox when they did it. Because X-Men still had, Fox still owned X-Men.
If we want to just include it just because it comes from Marvel, because Wolverine is a Marvel character.
Okay, super. We can kind of
that might be the number one.
For you?
Logan is no, because I'm saying number one for a movie that maybe because I feel like they focus very much on drama.
Mm-hmm.
Infinity War and Endgame aren't necessarily drama. There's drama in them, but it's more action-packed.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
But Logan is more of a thing I feel like that they would be more comfortable with nominating for something. Because they kind of took that route, that more slow-paced, telling a story route.
I see what you're saying.
Hugh Jackman is a great actor.
I see. I definitely see what you're saying. I think Black Panther has a lot of drama in it. It also has a lot of action, but I think there's certain that like that family, those family issues that were like that rose in, and also Sterling Brown's in it as well. Forrest Whitaker it had a lot of star power too.
But I wasn't. pitting it against Black Panther. I was pitting it against.
Or against Infinity War.
Yeah,
Yeah, I know. But I was just adding another one to the more dramatic, the more drama side.
And here's a hot take. Believe it or not, I feel people won't admit it, but I feel like a lot of people were underestimating Black Panther before it was released, because Black Panther, for the what do you want to call, for just the average Joe that's not in the know of the Marvel universe,
He was a C tier. He was a C tier.
exactly. So you'd probably ask
For a
somebody
person
who's
who's in
Captain
the know.
America,
Yeah.
and they know who Captain America. Well, actually, probably Wolverine is probably and Spider-Man probably up there as like the high tier that everybody knows who they are, even if they don't read.
Spider-Man's S class. Spider-Man's
But then you
S
see,
class.
and then Black Panther was more for you had to be in the know to really understand who Black Panther was.
Yeah.
So a lot of people were like, this is a superhero? And then they watched the movie and they were like, wow, this is good.
Yeah. It's to no it was to no surprise when they announced that they were gonna do a Black Panther movie, because I'm like, I get the times, I get what's happening. It was no surprise that Black Panther was also heavily inspired with a lot of hip hop. Kendrick Lamar does the soundtrack. Like I know, like, again, you have to appreciate and shout out the people at those executive level that gets to make those decisions for knowing exactly what the fuck they're doing. So Disney has a lot of those people that know exactly what the fuck they're doing,
and that they're willing to take chances that maybe another studio or just another company.
Oh yeah, definitely. But they know how. The best part about Disney is that Disney understands. Somebody up there knows comic book culture, and understands its correlation to nerd culture, understand how it feeds into pop culture, and so on and so forth. They understand exactly how it feeds into different cultures, and they understand that you got to make sure that the comic book, the super comic book geeks or nerds or the comic book readers, they come first, and then we feed the other cultures.
So we satisfy the real
heavy ones, and then we kind of feed the rest of. Yeah. So it's
Which
always
is how everything should be, really.
It's everything should be. If you're gonna take something from a culture, it's like the same thing with book readers. Like if it's from the people from Harry Potter, like if you do anything that changes like the initial thing of Harry Potter, it's no longer great, because you're changing the very fabric of this character, and like it's the same exact thing. It's the same exact thing why DC keeps on getting it wrong, because every time they grab a Batman, they grab a Superman, they kind of go somewhere. They try to freak it too much.
And by the way,
why did you say her name?
Comic book heads
Martha?
and comic book lovers, comic book nerds, whatever you want to call them, they're a very stubborn crowd. Like they won't let things slide. Yeah. And they will let the producers, the directors, the fans, they'll let everybody know what went wrong in the movie.
Correct.
They will be adamant on making sure you know that something in the movie wasn't accurate, even if it's one thing.
And it's okay if you like some of these weird like DC movies, if you think like it's okay, but you got to understand that since it's not close to the source material, we kind of shit on it because it's just not close to the source. It's like you're just making another character.
I know a lot of my characters that I know because of you, but I'm not like, I don't know necessarily the lore of them. So I can't sit here and tell you which of all these Marvel movies that have been released since Iron Man 1 this way. I don't know. I can't tell you which one is the most comic book accurate. Which one took the most like left or right turns off the avenue of lore, just got off that street and went somewhere else.
It's okay if you're willing to freak it if the foundation of it is because that's what it is. If the foundation of it is comic book and then the rest gets to be freaked, like a lot of them aren't. Let's say I think they grab the fact the Civil, because that's for example, the reason why I don't like Civil War is because Civil War could have been done the way that I thought Civil War was going to be done.
I like Civil War.
And
there I know you explained this to me,
yeah,
so I understand where they went to another route.
And we're on a complete tangent right now, but let's keep on going because the conversation is great. Civil War, the original one, was a huge like event where you have villains teaming up with superheroes on different sides of a registration. The government's getting involved on superheroes. They want people to be pro-registration or anti-registration. And on both sides, you have villains, anti-heroes. You have everybody being like getting into it because people land like on any bill or anything that has to do with politics. You have one side and you have the other side.
It was a very polarizing issue.
Yeah, it's a very polarizing issue. So when they said Civil War, I was like, if they do it the right way, this might be one of the greatest movies I've ever seen. Because you have like Spider-Man teaming up with Venom and like Carnage. Hulk is on one side. Thor's nowhere to be found. For some reason, he's like exile.
It would have been like a Marvel episode of House of Cards.
Yeah, it would have been. It would have been sick. And then like not only that, like it's like, and then like Tony Stark creates his own Thor. Like just because I could create a robot Thor because I can. Like Cap is like losing his touch on like what's right and what's wrong. He's like, there's a lot of overlying issues. Punisher's there killing, like legit killing people. Like there's a lot of things there that would have been excellent to see, but it would have probably been the most expensive movie of all time to get all those characters on screen at the same time. And the fact that they, at that time, they didn't have the right to Spider-Man, so they would have had to like get him and then get all the characters and also the some of the X-Men. Also, yeah, at that point in time, they didn't have.
Well, Spider-Man is in Civil War.
No, yeah, but Venom isn't.
Oh, okay, there we go.
Venom, they would have had to go get Venom. They would have had to go get like it would have had to. Wolverine's there in the actual Civil War comic book. Wolverine's there. He takes apart like. It would have been more expensive just to make a movie. So then they decided to go with this story of spoiler, of Winter Soldier doing what he did and therefore causing that rift between Cap, Tony Stark, and Bucky.
Captain Stark.
Yeah. So it's, again, they can freak little things like that, but the foundation of that movie is a real thing. Like, yes, Wakanda, like to the Civil War that I know, Wakanda, the Wakanda embassy gets bombed in the movie, and that's early on in the movie. That should be no spoiler to anybody. But Wakanda embassy gets bombed in the movie, therefore causing Black Panther. That, if I'm not mistaken, that's the first time we see Black Panther in action, right?
First time we see Black Panther in action might have been the Winter Soldier.
Was it in the Winter Soldier in action?
Yeah, I think
or was
so.
it well,
it might be the Winter Soldier.
Well, okay, so the Wakanda embassy gets bombed, and that happens. So then we go ahead and that is okay for you to do that. That is okay, but the foundation of it was an original story, and that's what I'm saying, and that's why a lot of people were okay with it.
I think not to keep going with this, but just to close off, wasn't Ultron another one that kind of wasn't necessarily full on?
Yes,
100%. Comic book accurate, like they took a couple.
Yeah, they took a couple of things, but the foundation of that character and how he was created was almost exactly the way that they did in the comic book. So again, as long as you do it close, because originally he's Hank Pym, Ant-Man and Stark create Ultron, but they freaked it in the movie and said Hulk, Dr. Banner. And Tony Stark, and then they fused Jarvis and that new AI, and therefore created what Ultron is. That's where it gets wrong. That's where it becomes wrong. So, but other than that, yeah, for the most part, the foundation of that is comic book. It's comic book correct.
Comic book talk. Where else are you gonna get this? I'm taking the ASMR game to a new level.
Oh no, I feel you on
ASMR
that.
podcast.
That's a dirty podcast. Yeah, if you're out there doing an ASMR podcast, you a sick individual.
No. If you're doing that, you're a sick individual.
All right,
man. New music.
Okay, Alicia's. I've listened to Alicia Keys' album twice. I listened to Moneybagg Yo's album, half of it. And it's exactly what I expected it to be, just not for me. No disrespect. This is just not for me. And then I listened to Keith Urban. No, I did not listen to Keith Urban.
This man came here for jokes.
I am playing. But yeah, as far as I'm concerned, Alicia Keys has at least, bare minimum, 4 or 5 really, really good songs that I would hear. That I haven't decided which ones I'm gonna download yet, because I'm on the second listen, and I feel like on the third listen I'm finally gonna be able to like decide. But 3 Hour Drive with Sampa, the song with Miguel, the song with Khalid. Snow Allegra's fine looking ass, Jesus Christ. Snow Allegra, the song "You Saved Me" with Snow
This
Allegra.
man wants all the women. He wants Snow. He wants SZA. Who else he want?
Everybody. Georgia Smith, huh?
Chadlies.
Chadley Theron. Oh
Wants
man,
all the women. You're greedy. Let's
Not
share.
greedy. I have a lot of.
Can I
love
have
to give.
one?
I have a. Oh yeah, you can have a few.
A few. Wow.
Yeah,
Thank
man.
you. Thought you would have given me more.
I'm
but a
very
few.
generous as
Yeah,
well.
I can see. You're in a good mood today.
Oh man, but yeah. I thought the album is by far the best album that was released last week. There's another album.
Lil Tecca.
Lil Tecca.
Lil Tecca's album was good. I like it better than his first album. This might be weird to say. I'm pretty sure other people have said this before, but I didn't get it before.
He's
Now
what?
I do. No, you listen to this album and you get a bit of A Boogie.
A Boogie vibes. He might be one of his kids.
I think A Boogie's too young to be able to say that's my son or that's my son. Like
It all depends. Sound doesn't work that way. Like sound, energy, vibes.
So you think I could
they
have
don't
like
work.
a year and a half doing it, being known, releasing music, and I could have babies out there copying me?
I think okay. So Gucci Mane has babies out there. Gucci Mane has a lot of babies out there.
Oh, that's a terrible example. How long
that is
has
a terrible
Gucci been
example.
doing it?
Yeah, terrible. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, LaFleur.
We're gonna have the conversation one day about rappers that
What-
you just wouldn't fuck with.
Oh, I would
Like you wouldn't even crack a joke. You know how we say like Mike Tyson's one of those people where I just wouldn't make any sudden movements next to Mike Tyson just because I'd be
because you might activate
afraid.
that instinct.
Exactly, and I don't want that. There's also rappers that is the fear doesn't go to that level, but I just wouldn't play around with. I wouldn't say like I wouldn't be my sly witty self. I'd just be quiet. I'll sit in my spot and enjoy some music. Yo, he could put out trash and be like, yo, that's good. That's for us. That's fire.
That's fire. Yeah, we'll have that conversation one day. But yeah, I didn't get to like fully listen to Lil Tecca's, so I'll save my opinion maybe for next time. But he does sound what exactly you're saying. He does sound A Boogie-ish. He sounds like to a certain degree.
I
like
don't like saying it because he's so young, and he still has like.
But it's okay because sound like if you're being compared to A Boogie sells.
Absolutely,
Like a
that's
lot.
fine. But I don't think if people really like being told, and I thought we're telling
That
him
they sound
directly,
like
but-
somebody else.
Yeah, because once again, that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying I got A Boogie vibes. That wasn't throughout the whole album. That was more so in the beginning of the album. But
It's funny because that is a thing, and I don't know why it's a thing. Like I remember when PNB Rock and Rod Wave got into it, and basically PNB Rock was saying, "Hey, I've been doing gospel and singing over like hip hop and trap beats. Like you're one of my kids." Like that's what he told Rod Wave, and it stems from Rod Wave having more of a somber, emotional, kind of depressed vibe to his music, and PNB said that shit was trash. I love it when anybody can call something trash or ass. It's always great. Like yo, your shit is ass.
But it always like gets me when it's like another musician. Saying to
Yeah,
another
like
musician.
that shit is
Like,
trash.
man, that shit is rubbish.
And I'm paraphrasing. That's not exactly what he said, but yeah, he said it was rubbish. Like he didn't like it, and Rod Wave obviously said, they got into a back and forth. But it's okay to sound like
No, but
somebody
people
else.
will get
though.
offended over their art, and understandably so. I'd get offended if somebody told me well, I don't know what I do,
I
but
think-
whatever I did. Like if I was in porn and somebody said, "Yo, fam, your style when you hit from the back is just not the one," I get offended. When somebody insults your craft, you get
That's
offended.
funny. Your
And I'm
doggy
good at
style
porno.
is trash. Is crazy. That is disgusting. That's nuts. Oh man. Where was I? Oh yeah. So I really don't understand where it stems from. But you have to get some comparisons, especially from people that like are kind of in your same
Lane.
Not all of you guys can be aliens. We've had this conversation of who we deem to be alien-esque and how many people. Like there's not another Eminem out there because there's not another rapper that could do Eminem like things. But not only that, there's not another white rapper that could do Eminem like things. Like it's just there's certain qualities. No, and obviously white is not one of those qualities, but there's certain things that just add you to a different playing field. But it's okay because some of you guys sound like the sounds are similar. It's okay to be like compared to a peer. You just got to make sure that you can separate them by. You could always separate yourself by different music. Like you could go for a different sound, different, like what's it called? But sometimes art, that's the way art is sometimes. So sometimes art, your personal art sounds this way, and changing that to make it sound different is kind of like being untrue to yourself. So it's like, I get it sometimes too. And I get nobody likes being compared, but that is a good comparison, Lil Tecca. Like, don't feel offended that we're comparing you to A Boogie, who's like a rising star in this game.
Well,
So.
that's the point I was trying to get to earlier. That maybe when you say you get vibes, it's not saying that you can't say that that's A Boogie's kid, for example. You can say they sound alike. I feel like
I think that's more disrespectful.
To have a sound where you get placed as the father figure of that sound or of that flow or of that way of doing things. You have to have time there and establish yourself as the father of that.
Well, A Boogie has like he's already up to, I think either his third or fourth studio album, which is why I say that Lil Tecca, this is what, his second maybe?
Exactly, which will only put him, let's say, 2 years on top of 2 years active, like known by everybody.
But
active.
here's the thing: if that sound comes from A Boogie, because A Boogie is the only one from New York City that has a sound like that. Anybody else that comes after him has to be his kid by rule of whatever.
To me, that's not the way I would.
Well, that's the way it works in my head. Like if I start making music and it's popping right now, the way that music works, you can be influenced by a sound by an artist that you've never heard of. Like it just happens. Like
Tecca's from New York too.
Oh, is he?
Yeah,
I didn't know that. Well, then even more, because now you're in the city where A Boogie's actually.
I think you could say they're both. There has to be a word for it, but they're both, let's call it children of the same sound. They're not children. One of them is. What would 18,
before that, like who would sound like A Boogie before A Boogie?
Because that's the top of my head right now.
Yeah, that's where it gets difficult. Trying to follow that, what inspires that type of. I really don't know, that type of, I guess, vibe, that type of energy, that those cadences that he uses, it would be a little difficult.
I think to be like an actual alien, you have to make sure that whatever it is that you're doing, like if you want to be established as that's yours, you have to make whatever it is that you do difficult to copy.
That makes sense.
Because a lot of people's flow styles, whatever you want to call it, might be different, but it's not necessarily difficult to imitate.
Oh, okay.
And I'm not basing what I'm saying now on Lil Tecca. I'm not saying Lil Tecca's trying to copy anybody. I'm just moving on to what you were saying earlier about being an alien.
Mm-hmm.
For example, I think Lil Wayne is hard to copy because he does what he does so well. And I think the closest you can get to that is probably Young Thug. There's one more that gets close.
And Young Thug is different enough where I would say that he's more
his own thing.
Yeah, I think Young Thug is close enough to becoming an alien to himself, because I don't think anybody else does what Young Thug does. And Young Thug has kids, which is the funny part. Because that lifestyle song where we could barely understand what he's saying, I don't see a lot of Wayne in that. Like
I think Playboy Cardi is Young Thug's.
That would be a good comparison.
Son. That's what I was looking for. I was lost for a second.
Yeah. Well, like again, it should be no disrespect, because we're comparing you guys to great people. That's where my beef comes in. Like, you guys know, ain't nobody's son me. I ain't her. My daddy wasn't there when we were growing up.
Like, as a man, if you think about it right now, there's definitely people out there who you wouldn't like to be compared to, even if whether they were great or not great. There's just people you wouldn't like to. Whatever it is that you do. You don't like being. And nobody likes being compared.
You know what the worst part is?
No, you know what the worst part is? That sometimes you get compared to your rival, and that you like even less. Because as men, anybody who's doing what we're doing is competition.
I mean, I get that. But like, you know what but for me, you know what the worst part is? Y'all ain't even gonna rap. Y'all won't rap. Like, it's just.
But it doesn't have to come down to that for them to feel a way about it.
I hate that though. Rap. Just rap. That's all you gotta do.
This is the craziest tangent ever. Hold back to the original
point.
New music was released last Friday. Alicia Keys, go listen to it. Lil Tecca, go listen to it. And then,
is it weird to ask? This might be another tangent, but is it weird to ask rappers to talk about very how would I say this? I don't want them to rap about depression. I want them to rap about emotion and content and real life situations.
Yeah.
Like, is it bad to tell you to go into a dark place to make introspective,
More meaningful music
for your listeners? Because, hey, I've been to a strip club once. I had an amazing time. I've never had as much money as any of these dudes, so I can't relate. I can't relate about buying a Bugatti and then going and copping a shotty. Like, no, I can't. I can't do that. Like,
I've never had a gun.
I've never had a gun either. Like, I can't. There's certain things I just can't relate to, but I can relate to emotional struggle. I can't relate to like love. I can relate to going through it in a relationship. Like, there's a lot of subject matters, and that's my beef with a lot of rappers in general. There's a lot of little things that you can rap about that don't necessarily have to mean about, like, it has to be about money, spending money, having money. Like, it doesn't have to be like that. So is it bad to ask for rappers to rap about more meaningful shit? Like, is that a bad thing?
I don't think it's a bad thing. I think that a lot of them will tell you, listen, that's not what we're here for. We rap about this. This is how I do things. This is how I feel comfortable.
Which is okay, by
This is
the way.
how I get my songs off.
And this is how I make my
But
money
it's
as well.
always been a little
So I pay for my family.
controversial for me, like in my head, because I 100% feel like music was put, or on this earth, music was created to uplift and make you feel good. Like, I think that's why music and dancing go hand in hand. You can't dance while you're depressed. It's just, that's not a thing.
I think music was put on this earth to make you feel.
I agree with that, but I would take it further and say to make you feel good is more important than just making you feel.
Make you feel either way. But what I'm saying is, when I say by make you feel either way, it could be make you feel certain type of thing. Like, it can make you feel exactly what the artist is saying. Or if an artist decides to tell you a story that he created, like Hotel California is one of the greatest stories ever told that's never been like made in like physical form. But everybody knows what Hotel California is talking about. Oh, like, it's a plain old story.
I only believe in the music that ticks the other way, that goes in the way of more sadness, the somber things, the more emotional things. I believe in those songs when they're trying to make a point in movies. To get a point across on a TV show, like when you get that sad violin with the slow piano, you're trying to deliver a point to the audience. I get it. In music, just for its own sake, so let's make sad music. I don't believe in that. Unless you're just because it's different. Like, if you're a depressed person and you have to get that out, that's different. Okay.
No, I don't think. For me, it doesn't have to be a depressing thing. It doesn't have to be that. It has to be. We're all human, and we all go through emotions, and we all go through trials and tribulations. You can rap about said trials and tribulations. That's my thing.
I've just never understood what's where the appeal is to make somebody else sad.
No, not because it doesn't have to be
but
sad.
It has that effect.
It does have that effect because some people's minds just work that way. You're talking to subject number one that can't listen to or watch or do anything that has a very somber, sad tone to it, because I get affected by that in my day-to-day. That's how I work. But you can rap about content that is like deeper. Holy shit. Like, it goes deeper than just rap, music, bitches. Like, it goes way deeper than that. Like,
I'm sad because I love bitches.
I love bitches too.
Okay.
But I also understanding how you got here. Like, I would love to hear a lot of these rappers talk about how I got here. And then, you know what the worst part is? Some of them might say, hey, I've made plenty of songs like that. And I'm like, well, when?
I think Kendrick is a good example of that. Kendrick, I feel like, walks the line. Kendrick is not necessarily...
Kendrick did Good Kid, Mad City. And after Good Kid, Mad City, I don't need to listen to any more Kendrick. I know exactly where he comes from. I know exactly what he went through. I know exactly what he's... Like, exactly. I know...
What I'm saying is...
Every rapper should have a Good Kid, Mad City like album.
I agree.
Not a classic like that. Like, no, you don't have to make it a classic.
But just one that explains your backstory.
One that explains your origin. One that kind of focuses on who you are and how you got here. Again, it doesn't have to be a depressing thing, but if there are depressing elements into it,
but that's what I'm saying.
Like
Kendrick is
losing your dad
at
at 2
example.
And things like that, like things that will make you sad, but it's authentic.
Yeah,
that's what I like about it. It's authentic.
Kendrick's music is serious, but it's not sad, and I think that's the perfect line. you're serious. You're getting deeper. You're letting us know, but you're not. It's not sad. It's not like I can't be depressed at 3:00 because of Kendrick's backstory. Just setting an example. That's not the music I like. List. That's not what I'm here for.
I get that.
Which is why sometimes you look at me and you go, Ace, you like that song? And I'm like, yeah. And it could be a song talking about bitches and hoes. To set an example, but because I'm not here for the deeper. I'm not here to be introspective and think about the why and the whens. If the song sound good, and you know what everybody has in the construct of a song, people will always pick their part, the part that they feel is the most important part. And you know, I'm a big advocate for a good beat will take a song where it needs to go. So if the song sounds good, you know me, I'm here for it. As long as it's not stupid, I'm here for it. I'll listen to it.
I've listened to songs like for example, you don't like this song, but I think this is a perfect song that doesn't have a hook. It has a subject matter that I know absolutely nothing about, but I've listened to enough songs to know exactly what they're talking about, and I know what they both do. You don't like Nostalgia by Pusha T and Kendrick Lamar.
No.
It has that KRS-One sample in it.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about. Yeah,
I love that song, and it's about one thing. It's about dope. It's about cocaine. And Pusha T starts it off. I love Pusha T, though.
Me too.
Pusha T is great.
When you make your point, I'm going to ask you a question about that. Keep going.
And he goes, and he just starts it off, 20 plus years of selling Johnson & Johnson. I started off as a baby face monster. No wonder this diaper rash on my conscience. My teething ring was numb by the nonsense.
He's different.
Different MC. But I knew off the first line exactly what he was talking about. I know nothing about that. Like, absolutely nothing. I have a very clean record. Like, very clean. Spotless. I know nothing about that, but I knew exactly where they were taking me. And that is a mature subject matter. And where Kendrick takes it on his second verse is even deeper because it goes into this conversation with his dad. And I don't know if the conversation happened in real life or if it was just music, but there's something about that conversation that lets me know that's that content, that the way that he displayed that, the way that they got into it, sounds real. I may not know anything about it, but it's mature content that sounds amazing, that is amazing for me, and it sounds authentic. Yeah. There's something about this is my point. This is like the main point. When you tell me that you're in a PJ, private jet for those of you who don't know.
I thought it was the projects. My bad.
Yeah. Well, for Nas it's both. For Nas it's the PJs and the PJ. He brought a PJ to the PJ. Yeah. When you talk about like things like that, like Nas does not need a like another thing. Nas doesn't ever need to make an album about his origin. Why? He made Illmatic. Mm-hmm. Like he also made It Was Written. Like there's a lot. When rappers rap about having money, we know this because we consume it. We know a lot of rappers ain't getting that much money. Like there's a difference between money and money. There's maybe 10 to 15 to 25 rappers getting real money. Like real money. So it's when you talk about, oh, I'm in a PJ, and you talk about that you own a PJ, it sounds off to me because I'll be like, I know how much you sold. I know you're signed to a contract. You're not independent. You're not like in my brain now that I've been privy to like all the way that the industry works, that I've done my own research. I know who's getting a map. So that kind of bothers me too. How it's talking, how a lot of rappers, the bragginess, and
the bragginess
you really
that's
don't,
not real.
Yeah, and you really don't like if Jay-Z told me he had a PJ, if Nas told me they had a PJ, I'd be like, yo, they're probably right. 20 plus years of selling albums.
No, but side businesses.
Side business ventures. Nas has what is it? Hennessy. Nas has Hennessy. Hove has Douce. Like,
yeah, but
Diddy got Ciroc.
Hennessy doesn't belong to.
No. Okay. I know it's a what's it called? But okay, so let me clarify that. Nas has a Hennessy. I wouldn't call it a venture. We'll call it a advertisement deal like or endorsement, like a partnership. We'll call it a partnership. An endorsement partnership. Yeah. Nas has that, but then you look at Diddy, who can own a private jet, has Ciroc. Then you have Hove with Duce, can own a private jet, and beside, like, has Samsung Galaxy commercials. Like, yeah, it's a lot. So there's just levels to it, and that's where it comes. Like, at some point in time, I want to hear the real you. And that's where I leave that. I want to hear the real you. Talking about money, talking about women, like, fam, even at this level, I'm a broke boy. I
agree with that.
I'm a broke boy and I got women. So it's like
it's not that impressive.
And it's really not that crazy. Like, if anything, and if you listen to any of my songs, like, none of my songs have anything to do with me having women. In fact, many of my songs have to do with either showing off my rapping ability, showing up my rapping ability, giving you an insight into the culture that birthed me, which is video. There's one song called ESRB that is like 10 minutes long. That it's like, yeah, but
that's written already.
But it's rapping, like, it's just rapping. There's no hook. There's no nothing, and it's just the transition of E all the way to what's it called, to mature. So it's kind of giving you this video gamey origin story of how I, like, grew up, and I think that's going to be one of the best songs on the album. But every single song is constructed to fit me, like, to be it's like content that I fuck with, and it's all authentic. So now I kind of get it. I kind of get how Homeboy, who did the race, besides that beat being fire, how people kind of gravitate the authenticity of that song, even though he's in jail for doing what he did. So I get that part too, and that's what I like. That's what I want to hear.
Doing what he did, supposedly,
we don't know, but he's in the slammer for it. The slammer.
Speaking about that, I wanted to real quick send prayers and shout outs to the family of Bobby Shmurda.
Yeah, they denied parole.
Yeah, so I mean, just keep your heads up. The fans too. I would say flood his inbox on IG if he has an Instagram, or which I think he has a Twitter, but I don't know if he has an Instagram, or it's either or. I
Love
forgot
and
which
praise.
Send him well wishes through Instagram, through Twitter. Let him know you're still with him. Let him know you're still rocking out with him.
Yeah,
so that when he eventually does get out, he'll come out to love. Because I'm pretty sure, once again, I've never been in or out of jail. I don't know what that's like, but I'm thinking that it's hard. I've been apart from family. That I have been there. That's, I guess, one small speck of similarity I can find. I've been away from my family. Ivan has been away from his family. So we know that what it is for family to miss you and for you to miss family and for you to miss home.
Yes.
So, just send well wishes and let him know you love him so that when he does get out, he can see those. And just prayers to his family.
Definitely.
That must be hard.
Yeah. Especially if you've just been doing good. Parole gets denied because people like to be dicks. But
to go back to the question, push. The question I wanted to ask was,
yes, go.
Daytona, 7 songs, right? I love the album. You love the album.
Yes.
Is Daytona a classic?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Daytona, and I don't want to start a big argument here, but Daytona is direct. It sounds amazing. It is amazing. And Daytona does what a lot of people can't do with 14 songs, with more songs. Daytona is what it is, and I would consider it a classic because it's direct. The subject matter is real. There's rapping. Sounds amazing. Like, it ticks off all the boxes.
So you're basically saying, if you look at it as a handicapped album, because it doesn't make it not even to 10 songs.
Yes, correct.
It gets the job done, which is more.
It gets the job done faster than what a lot of people would do with 14 songs.
I agree.
And just for that simple fact, it's a classic for me. I would count Daytona as a classic. And you kind of, I'm very rebellious by nature. So who the fuck came up with the rule that we had to do 12
songs,
12 track songs, like 12, or did you have to do 24 12 track albums? Who came up with that?
I've always said the sweet spot to an album is 10 songs of in between 3 to 4 minutes. That's the sweet spot.
that's 30 minutes of music. I've always said that depending on how many songs you want to put out, it should be between 30 and an hour of music. 30 and an hour of music. That's what you should do. Always, always, always. But that's just me. I don't mind listening to an hour of music. But no, like nobody tells Chris Brown, hey, Chris Brown, stop putting out these 40 track albums.
But I think it has to do with the streaming and all that.
Yeah, I know, and I get that too. I get it
benefits them.
And also, you know what it is? I think he's also
also
he's
listening
backlog
to
dumping.
an hour of music when so many people drop on the same day is harder now.
It is a lot.
That's why now I
harder.
appreciate more the 30 to 35 to even 40-minute albums tops.
But you know what I don't like?
I'll listen to it anyways if it's longer, but I prefer when it's that 40-minute mark.
You know what I don't like? I don't like the fact that we're getting 7, 8, 10 almost EP like albums, and then also your songs are 1 minute and 30 seconds. That I hate. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Division, that one song to start off the album. You know the song that I'm talking about? Runaway.
On his second album, right?
On his second album, Runaway sounds amazing.
That's a great song. I don't know why he cut that song so short.
And y'all left it at one verse and just the hook.
That needs to be a list we compile one day. The songs that we thought were, or when it splits for what song is it?
Songs that go for too long?
No. When it splits, when it turns to another song.
Oh,
isn't it Outlet?
Outlet does it. Yeah.
Outlet. By the way, I don't know what Design is doing. I hope he's doing well, but Outlet is one of the. Like that beat gets me. I love that beat. That beat is so amazing, and then it just cuts like 2 to 3 minutes in and turns into something else.
Yeah. Fallout champion.
So there's 2 lists we have to make. We have to make the songs that cut off too early, and then the songs that just are too long because they change into another song that's not that good.
That's true.
Pyramids.
People like
the first half of Pyramids. I love by
amazing.
Frank Ocean. The second half
is okay.
It's not bad. It's okay. But the first half of Pyramids is amazing.
Would you put Sicko Mode in there too?
I put the first.
I think the start of Sicko Mode is amazing.
The Sicko Mode are amazing, and then it changes, and I don't understand why. I'm mad. ASMR.
It gets a there's a lot of songs like that are amazing at the start and kind of like switch it up and then change into different.
So on the conversation that we always have of who we'd actually give top dollar for to see front and center. Maybe not center, but front row. Pushes on that thing. And
Pushes on that list.
We always leave Push out. We always say Hove. Well, I say Trav. You say, there's somebody else you go with that's not Travis.
Nas.
You go.
Hove, Nas. I would put Push up there. If Drake came, I'd probably see Drake. Just to say that I saw Drake.
I think for me it's Nas, Hove, Trav, Push, and Drake. Probably goes 5. Oh, and 2 Chainz. I would go see 2 Chainz. I
would go and see Kanye if Kanye was well aware of his surroundings, and he was on his like he knows where he's at. Like he's not. I would go see Kanye, but if he's on his give me my masters, I'm not gonna rap. Yeah, I'm gonna rant type shit. No, save me, bro. I'm not gonna spend top dollar for. So as of right now, I can't go see Kanye because Kanye's on his whatever he's on. Or when he's on his like Jesus Christ shit, like like bringing Jesus Christ into. How do you get an actor to play Jesus and bring him out to the stage? That is nuts. That is nuts. But I digress.
So if you've been living under a rock, a lot of you got the nickname Patrick. That might have been the worst joke of all time.
I like it. It was the best.
Best joke ever. So a lot of you have been living under a rock, or if you have been living under a rock, you might not know that Ellen DeGeneres has been in hot water for the past
month and a half,
maybe 3.
Maybe 3 months,
I'd say closer to 3 months
since COVID.
Well, that's even longer.
Yeah.
A lot of people who worked for her have expressed their unhappiness or just general discomfort.
Not content.
Yeah, of their time there working for her. And yeah, like I said, it has her in hot water. I bring this up because
according to what television sees of Ellen, Ellen is the nicest person in the world.
Well, not just that, but I think what's today? Today is Tuesday. I think it was yesterday, Monday, that she came on, did like a little thing where she basically acknowledged everything and apologized. And granted, this isn't for me because I'd never worked for Ellen. Ellen didn't insult me. I don't watch Ellen. The only thing I care about that has to do with Ellen is that she's Dory in Finding Nemo. And you know how I feel about Finding Nemo, the first one. Close to my heart. I love that
I still
movie.
haven't seen the second one. My backlog is nasty.
So, yeah, it is. It's depressing, actually. So, you watch it, and once again, I understand this isn't for me, but you watch it, and it feels incomplete. It feels like something's missing, and I don't understand why that is for me. Because once again, I have nothing to do with this.
Did she?
So far be it from me to try to get like a sincere apology out of Ellen, or one that's satisfying at least. It just felt incomplete. I'm not saying she wasn't sincere. I'm just saying it felt very incomplete. And I don't know how her audience, her fans are going to take it. I don't know how. I don't want to call them.
It might be the best.
Should we call them victims, the people that worked? I don't know if we should call them victims. I don't know if that's the word. Maybe that's too heavy of a word. I don't know that the people who made the accusations of a toxic workplace feel about the apology or acknowledgement, but it felt very incomplete. Like something was missing. I just can't put my finger on what that is. I felt like there should have been more. And once again, I don't know what more is.
I think more, due to lack of information, I can't go as deep as I want to, because again, a lot of people didn't come forward and like express their, like some people did, but some people didn't.
But I brought it up because I think me and you both, I include you because I think you know what it feels like to work in a place where the higher ups just aren't making it
easy, or aren't making it as simple as it could possibly be.
My
They're
problem
making
is
it
you
more
have to
difficult than
be
they
at
are.
a job 5 times out of the week, at least,
Mhm.
right?
Bare minimum.
So if you're going 5 times a week to a place that you hate,
Which I have done before for years. There's a reason why we do this. It's because of that, because of our experience with just the way that people run things. And not to say that every company's bad, but every company has they have their politics, they have their rules, they have the way that they do things, and it's just it's most of the time it's not very conducive to great relationships. Let's call that what it is. There's a lot of BS that goes along, like, we're gonna stop you from growing because we want to keep you at the right position, because if not, we're gonna have to find somebody else to replace you, and that will be hard since you do your job really well. Can't do your job really well because then they need you to be there all the time. There's a lot of that. What I felt that was missing, I don't think an increase in pay would have done it. I think there has to be.
I think that would have helped.
I mean, yeah, but it's not. I like that's surface level shit. Like,
yeah, we can't. But I'm not trying to say that pay makes everything all right. That money makes everything all right. Because there's people that really go through things. I'm not saying that. Hey, here's a substantial amount of money. Shut up. Be happy.
I think when you work for a hit show, a hit anything, there has to be. I don't know if there has to be a certain type of leeway. There has to be a certain there has to be benefits that should be allowed to everybody from the ground floor up to the higher ups. I feel like every time somebody works for
just to clarify to the people listening, when he says benefits, he doesn't mean benefits that come with the job, like good dental and all that.
That should be an obvious.
Yeah, he means just the benefits that come from working somewhere great. Maybe a great boss, an understanding staff, things like that. Those types of benefits, the things that aren't really tangible.
Yeah, it should be a non-stressful environment. Like, it should be very friendly. Like, there should be that. I'm talking about deeper level stuff here. Like, always have breakfast for everybody.
Okay, that's.
But again, this is a multi-million-dollar show. This is one of the highest rated talk shows.
No, when she said that she's like the boss of like a staff of like 200 plus, I was like, holy shit! I didn't know that it took that many bodies to get this show on the road.
Fam, just behind the cameras and the camera angles is that's 5 to 10 people by itself.
At my old job, I was in charge of like 40 people, and I was going crazy.
Yeah, it gets a little nuts. But there has to be again, great pay, dental. That's all surface level. intrinsically there has to be benefits to working at a hit place, and it seemed like there was a lot. There also has to be an understanding of how to treat people equally and promote people the right way. There can't be nepotism. There can't be like there's a lot of things. There can't be. There has to be equality, especially when it comes to that level when it's a hit show, because for some reason, like even down to the person who makes makeup or the group of people that do makeup. For everybody, including from the celebrity guests all the way down to Ellen, all the way down to anybody else. Those people, if those, yes, you can get somebody else, and this might be for always, because they'll be like, there's somebody else that is dying for your job. That may be true, but something that person is doing with the makeup just seems to work. Why do you have to ruffle feathers in that way? Why do you have to scare people in that way? Why do you, like that? That's the thing. So people should have peace of mind also when they're working at a.
I think that's number one. To me, that's
peace
number
of
one.
mind.
That's the most important thing.
Hey, you can fuck up. It's a hit show. You can mess up. We're human. We're all human. But this is Hollywood, so I don't know how they deal with things.
It's different over there, I think.
Yeah, I think you get one in one shot.
Once again, I'm not a Ellen stan. I don't watch the show. I could care less about her dance moves. But I think it's a bit jarring for people because they see that character, at least because I don't know her. So I'm going to just call her the character she portrays because I don't know her like that. They see the character she portrays on TV, on television, and I think they expect certain things. Maybe they thought that this would be an awesome place to work, and maybe it was at one point because who knows? Who knows if maybe... Because toxicity could very well stem from stress. And if the very top of a pyramid is under stress, then it's going to trickle down.
Correct.
That negativity is going to trickle down. So, you know what I mean? You never know is what I'm saying. So it was jarring for people, I think, to see that happiness and that awesomeness, I guess, that they see when she's on television live. And then they're working in this place that they deem toxic.
Sally in the back.
They're working in this place that they deem toxic, and they're like, well, that's it's like a slap in the face almost.
That's a complete 360. I mean, it's a complete 180. Yeah.
So, yeah, just so you know, I don't know there's not really a bigger point to this besides, I don't know, just try to make sure people who work for you are happy. Because they really are the backbone of any place. Just your employees are the backbone. They're the ones out there in the field, so to speak, making things happen. I can't wait till I fucking run a fucking multi-billion-dollar company.
The Boys.
Excellent transition.
Well, that should be a drop. Excellent transition. But now The Boys are up to episode 5.
Is it? Yeah, you're right. It is
episode
5.
5. So we're at the halfway mark. It's been nothing short of just brilliant. Like, I love it.
I love it too.
I love it. It's been excellent.
I honestly hope that this season gets at least nominated next year.
Correct. You kind of snubbed it at the Emmys. Well, we talked about that. But yeah, the Boys. If you guys haven't watched it, Amazon Prime, check it out. Superheroes getting killed by normal people.
It's great. It really is a great show.
It's a great show.
Like, we don't want to go too much into detail because we don't want to spoil anything for anybody.
Because there's a lot.
It's a great
too.
show. At some point, Amazon is gonna have to cut the check because nobody loves that show more than I'm talking about for us.
Oh, okay.
I do this for us.
My bad.
Nobody loves that show more than us. I feel like nobody talks about this show enough.
Yeah,
it's a great show.
It is a great show.
It's also one of those shows where you have to pay attention. There's a lot of details that will just fly over your head if you're not paying attention. So you can't be texting while you're watching the show.
Yeah, that naturally
goes for anything. You're right. But it's one of my pet peeves to when I say to somebody, "Hey, this is great. Come watch it with me." Like, I got a beautiful thing laying next to me, and I'm like, "Hey, let's watch The Boys. Let's just stay on that."
And you're on your phone.
And I turn to the side and they're texting. Like, really?
Now, we just talked about one show, and we just got the trailer for another. Now, we also talked about Marvel earlier on. We probably should have mentioned this early on too, but
yeah, our transitional skills are the greatest.
we have the worst transitions.
But we're learning.
Yeah.
Fam, I'm taking this whisper shit to the next level.
You need to leave that whisper shit where you found it. That's what you need to do.
It's not the one.
It ain't the one. But WandaVision, the trailer for WandaVision, if you don't know what WandaVision is, it is the new sitcom-y Marvel show that's going to be on Disney Plus that has Wanda Maximoff from Avengers, Scarlet Witch, and the Vision.
Hold on, let me just say that.
The Vision.
Every time I see, not to interrupt you, remember your point. Don't forget what you're trying to say. Every time I see Elizabeth Olsen, I think about the nasty crush I had on the Olsen twins.
Oh, you a nasty man.
And what gets under my skin is that there will really be people that be like, no, Ashley's the cuter one. Shut the fuck up. They're the same person. You get two for the price of one. Why can't you like both?
They look crazy now.
I had the nastiest crush on both of them. I was greedy. I wanted both.
Jesus Christ, yeah. You a nasty man. They look crazy now. They look like...
That's fucked up.
That's not fucked up. It's true. They look nuts.
Anyways, keep going. So
I hope they're in good health.
me too. WandaVision.
Those are some good drugs. Oh, man. WandaVision.
Jokes.
I'm playing around. So the show WandaVision stars Elizabeth Olsen and Paul Bettany as Scarlet Witch and the Vision. And it's eventually going to get into the fact that they're going to have a kid. That said kid is also going to be known as Wiccan, Wiccan. He's also going to be a mutant, of course. And it's funny how people be like, "You're spoiling it already." I was like, "That's the comic books. If they don't put the Wiccan in it and actually transfer that and make another show starring the basically the Avenger kids, with like Iron Lad and like Patriot." It would be dumb for DC for Disney not to do that. But yeah, they're probably gonna just stem that into another show with the brand new Kid Avengers. I can't remember their name, but yeah, it's like New Avengers or something like that. I don't know. Point is, they got a show. The trailer comes out. It looks a little freaky. There's like a lack of color in it, but there's like this oldish style to it. Like I dig it. It looks very, very interesting.
It's for this year, right? Yeah, December. So
for December 2020. Go ahead and check out the trailer. The trailer was pretty cool. And yeah, it's more Marvel for our head tops. Now, we got all those shows out the way. Let's talk about some video games. It's a very sensual topic.
I should have whispered it.
I ain't gonna whisper nothing. All right. So if you are unaware and uninformed, Xbox dropped a cool 7.5 billy.
That's a lot of billies.
That's but it's a drop. It's a drop. They tried to almost buy TikTok for like 30 to 40 billy. So
Microsoft?
Yeah. So paying 7.5 for this was chump change for Microsoft. For Microsoft. There's a couple of companies that counts as chump change too. It's Microsoft, Apple, Google, and I'll probably throw Facebook somewhere around there too. But yeah, 7.5 billion purchasing Zenimax Media. Now, if you don't know what Zenimax Media is, if you're not into video games, they are the makers. Well, everybody has heard of getting an arrow in the knee. So, like, if you haven't seen a Skyrim meme in your life, I don't know where you've been. Everybody knows about Skyrim. The Elder Scrolls 5, Skyrim. Bethesda is part of Zenimax Media. Zenimax Media owns Bethesda. Bethesda owns that whole entire catalog of games like Doom, Dishonored.
Very important titles.
Yeah, very popular, very important, they're all, for the most part, besides Fallout 76, they're all really great games. They do a really great job, and it's a talented studio. This making it so now Microsoft has made the exclusivity war very, very interesting. But it all depends on what they do with it. Because according to Phil Spencer, they're not in the business of making games very limited for, how do I say this? They're not in the business of constraining games to just one console and forcing people to buy one console. But I can't believe that he's so out of touch that if Sony can be on their really petty shit and keep Spider-Man to themselves and do all this other like
I think he just said that to look good. I don't think he means that. I think he's gonna stick by that for like a year
Well,
to 2 years.
he also said that he's gonna allow because PlayStation already paid for 2 exclusives, so he's gonna allow these 2 exclusives to go out for the year exclusivity deal that they have. But then he also mentioned that on newer titles, it's gonna be on a case by case basis. So if he does it the way that I think he's gonna do it, I think Elder Scrolls, I think Starfield, I think Doom, the next Doom that comes out, the next Dishonored that comes out, there's a handful of games, the next Fallout, that are gonna be 1 year exclusives on the Xbox. And that right there is gonna make this console war extremely amazing. Cause I was just kind of like counting them down in my head. And Sony got some shit. PlayStation 5 got some shit. But now Microsoft got some shit too.
Yes, they do.
So it's but it all depends on how they think, how they're gonna do it, how they're gonna implement them. Because if they just release the games on every single platform like there is no, it's right. There will be no console war because we're gonna go for the PlayStation 5 for exclusives and we're gonna go to Microsoft, whatever.
I think before this announcement, I was telling you the PlayStation 5 was the clear cut winner. But I feel like there's definitely a new crowd there where the Xbox is now more appealing, or at least more appealing than what it was yesterday.
There's 2 things that make it so each console has something to offer. So you got the Series S from Xbox, and we're not going to take too much time into this, but the Series S from Xbox is at a great price at $299, and it's stronger than all the consoles that we have right now at a great entry price of $299. Then you have the PlayStation 5 that is the discless one, the digital one is $399. But it's as powerful as the $499 version. And then you have the Xbox Series X that is the most powerful console available. It's stronger than the PS5, but it's also at $499 as well. And it has a disc tray. Do keep in mind the Xbox that's only $299 has no disc. It has to be full digital media. Every single console at this level has something very interesting to offer. I'm not saying go out and buy these things from the start. I wouldn't advise that. You should never buy any console from the start, just for the simple fact that there's a lot of failure rates. Like every single console has bad, they just have a bad start, and some of these things need to get cleared. There's patches to be put. There's updates. There's gonna be a lot of that, and on top of that, not all the games. It doesn't have a great library just yet. But I digress. We have this brand new information. We have brand new studios being added. This was basically Microsoft saying, "I'll see your exclusives and raise you my own." Because now Microsoft potentially has. I'll just name some. This is just off the top of my head. You have the next Elder Scrolls, possibly as an exclusive. You have Starfield, which should be around 2021, 2022, tops. If anything, they're going to pull it off like they did Fallout 4, where they were just like, I know you guys been waiting for Fallout 4. It's coming out this November. That'll be like next year's E3. That's what they'll probably do. But so now we got Starfield. We have Elder Scrolls. We got the next Fallout. And then you have Avowed, Avowed. You have Avowed, the next Fable against God of War 2. It gets really Last of Us already came out. We're not expecting another Last of Us. So recent. So now these are games that haven't been released yet.
Exclusives.
Yeah, so I'm talking about just particular exclusives for this next console. We will get a Last of Us down the line, but it'll be near the end of just like this one. It'll be near the end of the console's life. But like I was saying, God of War, the next Horizon Zero Dawn, which I was playing it. Something around Horizon. I'm not gonna get into it. But yeah, so you have God of War, then you have the next Bloodborne, Persona. There's a lot there for all my video game nerds out there. There's a lot, and things just got a whole lot more interesting.
They did, absolutely. I agree with that 100%.
It's phenomenal. But yeah,
that's all anybody was talking about yesterday.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, dropping that 7.5 billion. That's nuts. And a lot of people saying that they got it on the cheap. And they got it on the cheap because Fallout
money. I don't even know because that's a lot.
Yeah, it is a lot of money.
There's a certain amount of money where you just really don't comprehend anymore. like cheap or expensive doesn't really even matter because you just don't get that
Yeah,
amount.
it's just a different level, a different playing field. But he's he's smart. Phil Spencer's smart. He knows what he's doing. He knows what he's doing. 7.5 billion was on the cheap because Skyrim sold like hotcakes. Skyrim is on every single platform and runs on a toaster. It runs on a potato tied to a couple batteries. It's great.
So for as much as me and you love movies, and as much as we want to give everything a chance, there's movies that, for movie lovers, I'm doing my air quotes right now, for movie lovers, we haven't even watched. And I'm
Correct.
just, because there's movies that don't interest us. Like everybody loves, and I think, for example, E.T.
Everybody loves Raymond.
E.T. is an iconic movie. I have never watched E.T. And I have no interest in watching E.T. What's the name of the movie with the yellow brick road?
Wizard of Oz.
The Wizard of Oz. That movie's up there with one of the most iconic movies ever, right? One of the, like top tier, not even top tier. It's not that it's great, but it's just a movie that almost everybody knows it. Everybody has watched. I didn't watch that movie until I was like 19, I believe. Ask me if I'm gonna watch it again.
No.
It doesn't matter what you think. I'm just joking. No, I'm not. Is there movies like that for you where you just don't care, or better yet, is there movies you hate? Maybe hate is a strong word. Is that too strong of a word?
Hate might be a little too strong word, but like I hate Dude 8.
With Robert Downey Jr.
Robert Downey Jr. Zach Galifianakis. If you know anything about me, I love Robert Downey Jr. But I hate that movie. That movie is terrible. That movie's just bad. Like I felt so frustrated. I'm like, why am I watching this? This movie's pissing me the fuck off. It's not even like, it was just weird. I was just like, huh? I had the whole Nick Young face the whole entire time. Like, what? Like, what is going on here? I'm not, like, there's cult classics, but there's cult classics that I'll never watch again. The Karate Kid's one of them.
Thank you. I don't like that movie like that.
Wax On, Wax Off is great.
That's
I'm
one of those
never
movies
watching
that I'm like, I watched it once.
They even
or
have the
twice
Cobra
maybe,
Kai
but
show with Daniel San and
I
the
don't
other.
give two shits
I
about
could
that
care
show.
less about it.
No offense. Maybe it's a great show. I just doesn't interest me. It's not on my to-do list.
Yeah, there's like, and then they did the like Karate Kid with Jaden Smith and Jackie Chan.
And the one with Hilary Swank too. I don't care about any of those movies.
Jesus Christ. Yeah,
One day
like,
we got to talk about Jackie Chan's greatness.
we could do that right now.
Well, we're on a topic, so.
And then there's really great movies that I'll probably like I said, never watch again. Les Miserables. I've watched it once.
Titanic. I'm
never watching Titanic again.
And I watched Titanic once because I think it came out when I was like 8 or 7 or 9 or something like that. And I knew there was a sex scene in it when they're in the car.
Shit's disgusting.
You a nasty man. You a nasty man.
So, my little perverted ass was like, oh, I have to watch that. This is compelling. This is what I'm here for.
This is what I'm here for.
And then I watched it again because some girls were watching. I was over a girl's house, but that's not a movie that I sit down like, yeah, I really want to watch Titanic. It's not. It's just not there.
Scary movies in general won't get a second watch.
Oh
from me.
no, that's different from me. I like scary movies.
Like Freddy versus Jason. I watched it once. I'm never watching.
But that's not even that good.
A lot of the Freddy movies and Jason movies aren't that good, but people like them.
The original ones, yes.
Yeah, there's like if I really start thinking about it, there's a lot of
I'm pretty sure I
movies.
could find a movie I hate. It's just not in my head right now. But there has to be something that I really, truly, honestly, genuinely dislike.
People gonna be like, hey, yo, Ivan, you like all that Marvel Harry Potter shit? All the movies suck. And I'll be like, no, they don't. Those movies are all amazing. What else? Like I could watch Back to the Future.
Oh, that's good. And Indiana Jones. Those movies I love.
Indiana Jones. You know what movie like I thought was really gonna kill it for me, but because I love her, like Hunger Games.
Oh yeah, I could do it. I don't really.
I thought the Hunger Games, the way that they were gonna finish was gonna be awesome.
That's another one. The vampires.
Twilight.
Garbage.
Never watch them again.
Rubbish.
Never watch them again. I've watched every single one because I'm a weirdo like that. Watched every single one.
That shit is trash.
And
you
I'll
guys
never
don't
watch
even
again.
like saying that shit about other people's things, but
There's only one scene, and everybody knows exactly what I'm talking about. It is the battle that never was, where they all start fighting each other. That scene was dope. Other than that, there's really not that much, even though it had really good budget and really good CGI. But I digress. I'm never watching those movies again. Then there's like, what else? Like I could watch Forrest Gump like all the time.
But that's
like
a
this.
good movie. No, we're
Yeah.
talking about bad movies.
Yeah.
Well, not
No,
bad
what
movies,
I'm saying
movies
is-
that we don't like.
What I'm
The
saying,
Mummy.
you wouldn't watch The Mummy again?
I don't care for it.
I'm a huge Greek nerd.
One day we're gonna have a conversation about bad CGI and The Rock as the
Oh, Scorpion King. That is terrible. You remember the Clash of the Titans and Wrath of the Titans? I am a huge I
That's
love.
with this guy. I forget his name. He was also in Terminator.
Yes, that's him. That's him. It
Let's
also
not think
has
about his
Liam
name.
Neeson. It also has Liam Neeson.
Yeah.
Release the Kraken, like that. Yeah, him.
And Ralph Fiennes.
Yeah. So it's as Hades. But a lot of really cool things. I think the casting was pretty cool. The casting, but other than that, I'm a Greek nerd. I'm a Greek myth nerd. I can tell when you're trying to freak it too much, and I can tell you're not going into the story and you're just paying attention to a lot of the.
There's
you know,
another one though, the one with Henry Cavill.
that's Immortals.
Yeah,
That's
I know.
different. That is dope, but it's also, how do I say this? It's almost like a cult classic. That's like one of his first movies, and it's really cool, and the action's really bloody and really dark, and just it's dope. But yeah, I wish they would have kept on. I think that movie would have been done really cool, but I think they kind of like, it just didn't have a lot of substance. I think it was just blindless action, a lot of blindless action. But if you're looking for just a blindless action and just God's whipping ass, yeah, that would be a great movie. I would recommend Immortals more than I would recommend Wrath of the Titans and Release the Kraken and
Did you
all
just say
that.
blindless?
Blindless action?
What does blindless mean?
I apologize. Mindless action. Mindless, all of that list.
You need to call me nasty.
Yeah, you a nasty man.
By the way, that's something that happens here a lot. You're gonna get that a lot. Ivan is gonna make up words mid conversation.
Hell yeah. Or
That's
use
just how he
words in wrong,
functions.
yeah.
We've known each other forever. He's been doing this since he was young. He just makes up words on the fly.
Or use words in the wrong places. But
I didn't want to say anything. Nah.
hey yo, let it be the last time. You know a movie I'm not crazy about? Like, you remember Matchstick Men?
No.
Nicolas Cage Matchstick Men, the one that he's a con artist?
Oh yes. Got it.
I'm not too crazy about it. A lot of Nicolas Cage like movies I'm not crazy. I'm not too crazy about. But he has a lot of fire too. Like Nicolas Cage got some shit.
Napoleon Dynamite is a movie that I don't care for.
I'll probably never watch Napoleon Dynamite again. Not because it's not good. I'm just never gonna watch it again. It all depends, cause like I'll watch rom-coms, like especially where if I got a little ting next to me. I love watching rom-coms. Like Wedding Crashers is my shit.
That one and Superbad. Is
Superbad ain't
Superbad
a
count
qualify as a rom-com. That's a bromance, I think.
It's not even no.
I don't think a bromance is
I
a
don't
category.
think it's a bromance. It might be a rom com.
No,
If Super.
yeah.
Wait,
Superbad might be
I'm
a rom-
sorry. Did I say Super? I meant Knocked Up. I'm so sorry. I meant
Knocked Up is a
Knocked Up.
rom-com.
Knocked Up. That's
Knocked
what I
Up
meant.
is a rom-com. I won't play
Knocked
it.
Up. So Wedding Crashers and Knocked Up would be the ones.
If I'm playing Knocked Up with a ting next to me, it's dry. It's dry in here. There ain't nothing happening. Oh man,
it's dry.
it's sick, yo. But it's like and then like let's not even get into the movies I haven't watched because it's a lot. It's a lot. Movies are All Eyes on Me, the Tupac movie, and even Notorious. I'm never watching those two movies ever again.
Yeah, I don't.
It's not that they're bad. But All Eyes on Me is a little.
Out of all those movies that like the hip hop story, the retelling of a story, I think Straight Outta Compton is the best one.
That is 100% correct. All the Final Destinations. I'm never, ever watching a Final Destination ever again.
Well, unless a new one comes out, or just
No, not even when a new one comes out. I'm completely Final Destinationed out. I reached my final destination.
I see.
No, I've reached my final conclusion that Final Destination is trash. Yeah, and I think that's for the most part. That's it. Like, fam, when I can watch SpongeBob movie over you guys, like you already know how I feel. Like a SpongeBob movie, the Kingsmans were all pretty cool. Even the old Mortal Kombat movies that are like.
I would watch that.
I would
like
watch that
it reminds me
over
of my childhood.
a lot of your,
especially the first one.
like even basketball movies, like Love and Basketball. Love and Basketball is the only movie that I won't play in front of a girl.
If you ask any girl what her favorite movie is,
Love and Basketball has to be in
80
the top
to
5.
90% of the time, the answer you're gonna get back is Love and Basketball. Every girl.
Every girl that has the
and then that rare 10 to 15 to 20%, The Notebook.
Yeah.
It's one of those two movies.
Notebook is great. I like The Notebook. I cried.
Oh my God.
Notebook is great.
Did you leave your balls? Like, where are they?
No, they're here.
No, they're not.
They're just soft.
Soft balls is the nastiest thing I've ever heard. I can't be a man right now. My balls are soft.
Oh man, that's funny.
That's funny.
That's crazy, dog. I'll give myself the drop again.
This shit's disgusting.
You know what movie I haven't watched? The new not new, but the latest iteration of Tarzan with Skarsgård, whatever his name is, and this beautiful lady from Wolf of Wall Street and the movie with Will Smith. Always forget her name. Harley Quinn.
Margot Robbie?
Thank you. With her. It's her and the Skarsgård guy.
Skarsgård guy.
That's his name.
Skarsgård
that's his
guy.
name. Let's look at my eyes. Believe me, that's his name.
Okay, I got you. But it's I'm never watching any of the live reenactments of any of the old Disneys, by the way. I'm never watching those. Never. I don't need to rewatch Lion King in real life form, and you guys just grab the lines and put them.
Oh no, wait, time out. You're telling no, like on Broadway, I'd watch Lion King.
Oh no, that's different. I'm talking about the reenactments.
Well, the Jungle Book is the only one I really care for. I didn't care for the other ones.
The Lion King came out. They did a whole entire Beyonce's gonna be Nala.
I love the Lion King,
Childish
but I didn't care
Gambino's
too
gonna be
much.
Simba, and we have
I
a lot
didn't
of.
care too much for the Lion King. As good as the cast was, though, to me, out of all those live action remakes,
I'm not watching any of them.
the Jungle Book is the best one.
Leave them animated. Like I understand, and it's basically now you guys are just printing money because it's Disney, and you guys could do anything you guys.
No, and the script is already there. Like
Yeah,
everything
it's
is already there.
And then they go and they try to freak it with Mulan, and everybody's like, "Yo, this shit is trash."
It's a beautiful tragedy.
I don't understand how beautiful tragedy. I don't understand how they didn't grab Eddie Murphy, dog, or grab the guy that does the second movie, the second Mulan
Wait,
too.
Mushu is in the movie?
No, he's not. That's what I'm saying. Mushu's not in the Mulan.
I thought you meant that he was in the movie, but just not voiced by Eddie
No.
Murphy.
They didn't put him in the. But you gotta understand.
But Eddie Murphy doesn't voice Mushu.
Eddie Murphy voices Mushu, the first one.
Where's that? There's a place
I'm on fire. Eddie Murphy does Mushu.
Really?
On the first one. On the second one, they got a guy who sounds like him. And that's what I don't understand. How come they didn't get the guy who sounded like him to do Mushu again?
Because it just did. You
needed the comment.
It's a live action. They wanted to make it real, so they took it off.
If that's the case,
Even though I think
a real life
no,
Mulan.
but that still doesn't apply because when they remade what's the name with the Beast, Beauty and the Beast,
Mm-hmm.
all the house
all the little
shit
teapots.
them shits were alive.
Yeah.
So
Beauty and the Beast is one of my favorite.
teapot talking to me, boy. Get shit out of
Fuck this little cup. I'll kick this cup in the face.
stupid ass candle.
Right? Talking mad shit, little clock.
Snuffy.
Can't even tell me the time, bitch ass.
How do I get out of this castle? Tell me.
It really does look like somebody just walked into a haunted castle and just was tripping on shrooms or some shit. That's a hell of a drug.
Alice too. Alice is no,
Alice definitely.
Yeah, that movie,
Alice definitely looks like somebody just got
that's a whole acid trip.
a
that
whole
movie.
acid trip. Definitely. Alice in Wonderland and
I watched that movie. I just think about how much I love Johnny Depp.
Chitter Chatter Better Than the Mad Hatter.
I still think his most, people are gonna like, in the conversation that they're gonna go and say Edward Scissorhand, but I still think that Jack Sparrow is his most iconic, most just involved, 100% turning into the character. It's Jack Sparrow.
Definitely. And they're
He looks like he smells bad.
He does.
So good at portraying things. He's portraying odor well.
Yeah, that's a next level. That's top tier acting right there. You portray a smell. It's what was I gonna say? They're spending a lot of time, and it's running out. Like by the time we get another Pirates of the Caribbean, it's gonna be old. Like he's gonna be old. Johnny Depp is not young. Like Johnny Depp is in his 50s already, isn't he?
Yeah. I believe so.
Yeah,
I think in
like-
about 4 to 5, no, maybe more. In about, give it 5 years minimum, they're gonna reboot.
Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah, watch.
I don't think so. I think in the next 1 to 2 years they're gonna come out with a new one
But now, no. But I'm saying a whole new reboot, starting from scratch.
of a Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah,
it's a star. That's
you're
a
saying they're gonna-
multi-million-dollar franchise.
You're telling me they're gonna make? Yeah, but all the last ones they made are garbage.
All the last one sounds like a lot. They've made one.
I'm talking about after one.
No. They made one after the original 3.
They've made 2 after the original 3.
Really?
Yes.
You're lying. Oh yeah.
Dead Men
You're
Tell No
right.
Tales and Stranger Tides. Isn't that what it's
Yes. You're 100% correct. Stranger Tides was just weird.
called? And they're not. And it's funny because I liked Javier Bardem as the villain.
yeah, no. Yes, you're 100% correct. I think Stranger Tides is weird, but I like the one with the Fountain of Youth. Was it the Fountain of Youth? Yeah, it was the Fountain of Youth, right?
Is that the one with Blackbeard?
With Penelope Cruz and Blackbeard. Yes.
Ian, whatever his name is.
Yeah, Ian McKellen.
Ian Guy.
Ian guy.
McKellen guy.
The McKellen guy. This guy, dog.
Scar guy is not in there.
Scar guy. Yeah, I'm so sick of you.
Okay, so Stranger Tides is 2011, and
And we're in
then-
2020. Holy crap! They've taken 9 years to do this. I think they dropped it already. I don't think they're gonna make another one then. Stranger
And then Dead Men Tell No Tales is 2017, 6 years later.
Dead Men Tell No Tale. Okay, wait. Stranger Tides is the one with
Penelope Cruz and
Blackbeard.
and
Okay,
Blackbeard, if I'm not mistaken.
2017. Okay, so yeah, in the next 1 to 2 years, they're gonna come out with a third one and they're gonna end it again.
But
and then they'll
at
reboot.
some point they're gonna reboot it.
They have to You know what they have to reboot
And I don't think Johnny Depp is really gonna sit here and make another Pirates of the Caribbean. I don't believe that.
after this one. I think they will release one more.
You think he's willing to do one more Pirates of the Caribbean?
I think I don't think
You know
he's.
what I hate about that? That's
What?
one of it's the same thing with pecan, pecan, Caribbean.
Caribbean.
Everybody's correct and nobody's
Pirates of the
wrong,
Caribbean.
or everybody's wrong and nobody's correct. It's one of those things. Let me see. So you're saying that you think Johnny Depp might make another one?
Yes.
I don't think so.
Why?
Because he's getting old. He's 57 years old. I don't think he has it in him like that
Fam,
anymore.
I
think he's gonna take
Tom
on more
Hanks
serious.
is old as dirt right now.
I
Tom
think, but
Hanks
he's
is
not taking active roles where he's over here
screaming
swinging,
over,
telling everybody that he's trying to find his ship.
Oh, yo, he's been looking for the black pearl
at this age, if Johnny Depp loses the black pearl, it's because
Yeah,
of
it's
dementia.
gone.
It's because of dementia.
Oh man, it's gone, boy. It's gone. Stop going after the black pearl. Oh man, they
So look,
need to
he's
do
making a Fantastic Beasts 3, I see here.
as they should, because that second one was ass.
The Crimes of Grindelwald.
Yeah,
Yeah, that shit was garbage.
but the first one was pretty good.
I can't keep saying that shit. I feel bad. It
You
wasn't
don't
garbage.
gotta feel
It
bad.
wasn't for
It's
me.
just-
It wasn't for me.
It's just, there's certain things.
Yeah,
Yo,
look,
the new Harry Potter
This is
video
up to
game,
2021, and there's nothing about.
Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah.
Trust me, they're gonna drop it. Unless they already announced that they're not making another one,
Well, that I
and
don't
that
know.
would kind of cancel what I'm saying. But I don't know. I haven't heard that they are.
I just feel like if they do reboot it, I could be.
You could be.
Jack Sparrow.
You'll play a good pirate. I don't know if you'll play Jack Sparrow or a really good Jack Sparrow, but you'll be a good pirate.
That's one of
You
your
could be a bad-
backhanded ass
you could
compliments
be a
that I
good.
don't
You
like.
could be a good
Listen,
villain.
Not only will I be a good pirate, I would also make a great Jack Sparrow.
You don't have the wherewithal.
You said you have soft balls. Get the fuck out of here. I'm
And,
never gonna let you live that down.
Yeah, I've said plenty of things on
Your
this
transitions
conversation.
suck, and you have soft balls.
It's nuts. Nuts. Oh man. And with that being said, guys, we call this excellent conversation into a close.
Great episode.
Excellent episode. It was a fun time. We covered most of the things that happened. We already covered new music. We covered Xbox being checkmating over here, doing awesome things. We covered just a plethora
I'm telling
of
you,
amazing topics.
there's no. I'm not a podcast listener. I don't know. There can't be that many other places where you get this gamut of topics. Like
Talk your shit.
it's music. It's entertainment. You could just use that one word to
encompass everything.
everything, but it's to be specific. It's music, it's movies, it's TV shows, it's comic book talk,
Yeah.
superhero talk,
Sports.
sports, Video games. Did I say video games already? I think I might have.
Might have, but it doesn't matter. Continue.
Movies. If I didn't say movie, it's all of those things. And some even when something,
Conspiracy theory, like also.
no, not just that, but when something important enough in real life and like in that celebrity real world, not that we don't like working off rumors, but. Or
And
anything
also
like
get
that.
a little political sometimes.
Sometimes, like for example, with the Ellen stuff, real life stuff, because that's real life stuff.
Yeah.
Working under
That's real shit.
in a toxic work environment, you get everything here. How is this not the #1 podcast in the world? I don't know. Plus, I'm awesome. You're awesome.
We got coffee.
Great coffee. Okay, I'm talking too much shit. No, that's my co-host has soft balls.
That has to count for something.
I'm sorry, that
man.
might have been inappropriate, but as always, follow us.
Thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel. Check us out on all, DSPs, Spotify, Google Cast, all of that, Anchor. Everything's out. Everything's down in the description below. Go ahead and check that out. We're also releasing split clips of this as well, so be sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel so you guys get all the split clips as well if you don't want to listen to the whole entire thing. But we advise you to listen to the whole entire thing because you'll miss all the great jokes and all the stupidity.
Remember to follow us on Twitter and on Instagram. Once again, this is Ace.
This is Ivan,
Love, peace, and chicken grease, baby.
signing off.